Hello everyone, Evan Petzold and Jeff Seidel from the Detroit Free Press coming at you after the Tigers' 6-1 loss to the Cleveland Guardians in Game 2 of the American League Wildcard Series in the MLB postseason. These teams are now tied 1-1 in this best-of-3 AL Wildcard Series with Game 3 scheduled for Thursday. In this one for the Tigers, it was a 6-1 loss with 5 runs scored by the Guardians in the 8th inning. It started with a Brian Rocchio home run off Troy Melton. But the story of this game, runners left in scoring position.
We're looking out at the field right now, and there are 2 Tigers still stuck on first and second. Oh no, second and third now. How many times did it happen today? They could not knock anybody in.
It was 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position. 15 runners left on base. That is not a recipe for success. The Tigers scored their only run in the 4th inning, and they just let the Guardians hang around for long enough, and then, lo and behold, the Guardians strike for a 5-run 8th inning, and that's what ends up doing it there for them. I guess just how disappointing is that? But also at the same time, they still had chances. So you think if you give yourself enough opportunities, you're going to have a chance. Granted, they did not take advantage in this game.
It was everybody on the roster. It was strikeouts. It was weak pop flies. It got to the stage where Riley Green is yanked from the lineup for Jahmai Jones. And that was symbolic of the game. It was symbolic that the bases were loaded at the end and they stranded 3 more.
Well, I think it was symbolic of the situation, too. I mean, this is a win-or-go-home situation for the Tigers as we look ahead to Game 3. And the Tigers would have loved to take care of business in Game 2, but the Jahmai Jones pinch hit for Riley Green, I mean, that was because you go look at the numbers, Jahmai Jones is really good against left-handed pitchers. Riley Green, not so much. So lefty on the mound, it makes sense from an analytical standpoint. We just hadn't seen it all year. And I think that speaks to just, how important these games are. Every single at-bat matters so much so that the Tigers would go to Jahmai Jones over Riley Green in that situation.
And now we're left with Game 3. Now this team, immediately after the game, we were both in the clubhouse, they were chilling. Yep. And they were all saying exactly what you'd say. Turn the page. They've been through this before. We have seen this before, falling down the stretch, crumbling. And now the great irony is they're about to play a Game 3 in a series they didn't need to play because they crumbled down the stretch. But having said that, it's sitting right there to win.
Well, and as it was in the regular season, too. I mean, as much as they crumbled, they still pulled it out at the very end, and they clinched on the second to last day of the season, and they got the job done. So now, opportunity once again. Jack Flaherty goes in Game 3. What are your thoughts on Jack? And do you think the Tigers can win Game 3, take this series, and move on to the ALDS against the Seattle Mariners?
I was in LA when he got his World Series ring. He has pitched in big moments. Before the series, I predicted Tigers in 3. I'm going to stick with that.
I predicted Tigers in 3 as well, so we'll see what happens. Game 3 of this AL Wildcard Series on Thursday between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians. For the Detroit Free Press, Evan Petzold, Jeff Seidel, we'll catch you next time.